Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. It's your host Ram with you on the Sunday edition of Cricket Happenings. Match we had. So early, just the second match of the Indian Premier League today, which was played by cricket ground, and I have to say, such a cricket ground where the match actually got tied with Delhi Capitals and Kingsland Punjab in a riveting contest, ending up with 157 for 8, the scores being level at the end of 20 overs. And then it went to the super over, and I thought Kagiso Rabada was the man of the moment because to bowl and get 2 wickets, and then finally it was just a sort of a mere formality for the Delhi Capitals to come and complete the victory, and Delhi Capitals winning the one over eliminator. So we had a very, very riveting contest, which I'm going to talk about. So just let's get on with the proceedings. So this Delhi Capitals was the one which batted first, and Mohammad Shami was on the ball right away as he picked up the wicket of Prithvi Shaw for 5 and sent back Shimron Hetmir on his way for 7. And to complicate matters, Shikhar Dhawan was out early in the piece, run out, thus putting, as I said, they were in all sorts of a bother, one could say, at 13 for 3 with 3 top batsmen into the pavilion. Now the onus rested on none other than the captain, young Shreyas Iyer, and along with him Rishabh Pant. So both have to really see to it that they occupied a bit of settling down. But once they got settled down and they put on a very good partnership, helped the Delhi Daredevils actually recover from 13 for 3 to 86. So basically 73 runs were added by this pair, but they consumed, I thought it was 10 overs that they consumed, which was essential because just to keep the equilibrium to move the innings in a very stable manner. So once they did the stability part, Shreyas Iyer opened up by tonking Gautam, the off spinner, for 3 consecutive sixes. And it was there were no boundaries by Shreyas Iyer. He contributed 39 of 32 deliveries with 3 sixes. Rishabh Pant, it was a nice battle between Rishabh Pant and leg spinner, the under 19 leg spinner, the Indian under 19 leg spinner Ravi Bishnoi. And if you look at his action, he does not, unlike the other leg spinners, he does not run with both the hands. Like he has a sort of a peculiar run up to the wicket, but he's pretty quick. And what one saw was what a fantastic battle between the bat and ball, especially Rishabh Pant, who would have definitely targeted Bishnoi. And to see the way Bishnoi bowled, it was a very, very impressive spell. And he kept on, teasing Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant was trying to time the ball. He was beating him with googlies, beating him with wrong ones, beating him with sliders. And I think he's a real talent. Ravi Bishnoi, the right-arm young leg spinner, he's definitely learning. And what an over. I mean, the way he bowled to Pant was really kept quiet. I mean, probably scored, I think, 13 of 12 balls. And finally, Bishnoi was the man who picked up the wicket of Rishabh Pant when, after allowing him to hit a boundary, he actually fooled Rishabh Pant and clean bowled him. So that was a nice little battle that ensued between Rishabh Pant and Ravi Bishnoi. And Ravi Bishnoi was the winner. It was the first IPL wicket. As you know, Bishnoi is playing his first IPL, and it was superb from the youngster, one thought, because he tested him outside the off stump, and this time it was a slog sweep attempted by Rishabh Pant, and he was on his way as his stumps were disturbed of an inside edge. Superb bowling from Bishnoi. Pant gone, bowled Bishnoi 31 of 29 balls with 4 fours. Shreyas Iyer was doing well, but Mohammad Shami was brought back. It was a smart move by the captain, KL Rahul, who brought in Shami into the attack. And Shami immediately pleased his captain by getting the big wicket. Shreyas Iyer was looking definitely dangerous, but he was into the hut as well. 39 of 32 deliveries with 3 sixes. But after that, one probably would have not expected the fireworks that came from Marcus Stoinis' bat. Oh my word, it was an absolute blinder. He took a guard just outside the off stump. If you look at the scorecard, when Shreyas Iyer and Pant were out, the Delhi Daredevils, after recovering, once again got themselves into serious trouble at 96 for 6 in the 17th over. And we saw Akshar Patel getting out, Sheldon Cottrell coming in and picking the wickets, Akshar Patel and Ashwin. And now everything was leaning on Marcus Stoinis. And Marcus Stoinis, my word, that was a real blinder that he played. He cracked 53 runs of just 21 deliveries. It included 7 fours and 3 sixes. And all those 3 sixes were hit with tremendous force. And Stoinis, I have to say, as I said, he took an off-stump guard and he was depositing the balls that were actually pitched on or outside the off-stump into the fence territory. That's what he was doing. So he hit a lot of sixes, 3 sixes, and he also hit a lot of boundaries on the onside. And Marcus Stoinis was really giving headaches. At one point of time, he cracked 3 consecutive boundaries. I think it was Sheldon Cottrell who was under the pump over there. So he did that. And then finally, thanks to Marcus Stoinis, as I said, Delhi Daredevils, if you look at the score at 96 for 6 and 127 for 7 when Ashwin went, and at the 19th over, and look at the final over, I mean, that was really cracking stuff. And it really helped. As you know, in the final analysis, this was what made the difference. Marcus Stoinis cracking 71 runs, 53 runs of just 21 deliveries, 7 fours and 3 sixes. And the end was all over. 157 for 8 was what the Delhi Daredevils put on the board. If you look at the bowling, Sheldon Cottrell definitely bowled well. 4 overs, no made into 24. Shami did his bit superbly. In fact, it was the pick of the bowlers. 4 overs, no made 3 for 15. Jordan went all over the place. Jordan got smashed over all across the park. 4 overs, no made and none for 56. Gautam got a bit of a taunt from Shreyas Iyer. 4 overs, no made and none for 39. Ravi Bishnoi, as I said, playing his first game in the IPL. This is his debut in his Indian Premier League, and what a memorable debut he made. 4 overs, no made and 1 for 22, and especially the battle by bowling to such a wonderful player like Rishabh Pant was tremendous. I mean, to keep him quiet and then get his wicket was a big victory. I thought Ravi Bishnoi is a player to watch. He's a leg spinner to watch, no doubt about it, in this Indian Premier League. Now, Kings 11 Punjab were given a target of 158 runs to win from their 20 overs. They got a good start. KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal getting the bowlers, and they were doing a good job with the bowling in the hands of Notjay and Mohit Sharma. Mohit Sharma got a bit of was hit a bit, but KL Rahul and Agarwal were doing well, and the partnership had already realized just 30 runs in 4.3 overs, and then Mohit Sharma came, and Mohit Sharma produced one of a peach of a delivery. I mean, he pitched it on the off stump, and the ball beautifully deviating to elude KL Rahul and get onto his leg stump. In fact, his leg stump went cartwheeling, and Rahul was on his way. Bowled by Sharma for 21 of 19 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. But and after that, suddenly this Kings 11 Punjab got themselves into some serious trouble. Karun Nair top edge Ravichandran Ashwin for 1. Nicholas Puran was a tremendous delivery from Ravichandran Ashwin, who was looking pretty good. He just bowled a solitary over. What a shame, because Ashwin, trying to field a delivery, damaged his shoulder, and one only hopes that he could play all the remaining matches in the IPL. But Nicholas Puran was totally beaten. It was an arm ball which was delivered over the wicket by Ravichandran Ashwin. Nicholas Puran did not know anything about it, and he was gone. He was totally fooled by the delivery, which went straight on and took Nicholas Puran stumps. I mean, this is the floater. It comes to the angle, as you know. It's a classical off spinner that an off spinner would bowl. And previous to that, in fact, you softened him up with 2 balls tossed outside. But this one really came in, and it came in a great deal, and it was all over. Nicholas Puran was gone, and Nicholas Puran out for naught. That created more trouble. And then Glenn Maxwell was dismissed. And what a shame, as I said, Ravichandran Ashwin just bowled. You could not even complete the Yes, he completed 1 over. 1 over, no more than 2 runs and 2 wickets, and he had really put the team into real strife there at Kings 11, Punjab, and Pooran was dismissed with the score at 34 for 3. And Glenn Maxwell followed to the pavilion. This was a very funny thing because Maxwell probably did not get the full elevation, and the ball went to the fielder. Shreyas Iyer gleefully accepted the catch. Maxwell was gone for 1, and Sarfraz Khan made 12. But the man who was standing there and holding the innings together was none other than the opener, Mayank Agarwal. And what an innings. I mean, after Stoinis, it was Mayank Agarwal who played a wonderful, wonderful knock. And suddenly there was drama. Mayank Agarwal was definitely, it was just a sort of a mere formality that was going to happen. Gautam came there, gave some company to Mayank Agarwal, make 20 or 14 deliveries, 1-4 and 1-6. But then Jordan was out for 5. And then finally the match came down to the wire, and the scores were level. I mean, Mayank Agarwal, the last over, Stoinis was entrusted the responsibility of bowling the last over, 12 runs required. The first ball, Mayank Agarwal sends it soaring into the skies and into the over the fence for a 6. Mayank Agarwal, so that was a great start, only 6 more runs required. But then Stoinis came back to peg things back, and finally it was 3 balls and they required another, I think it was 6 runs or 5 runs. But what happened was real fun at the time. I mean, I think it was 1 run required, and this is what happened. Mayank Agarwal tried to hit Stoinis, and what a catch taken at the fence, at the edge of the fence by Shimron Hetmyer, to suddenly bring this match into total life with 1 ball remaining, and I think it was 2 runs to get. No, not 2 runs to get, it was 1 to get. They were 157. They just 1 run to get. And what a catch. I mean, Marcus Stoinis was bowling to it was Chris Jordan on strike. It was just had to take a single, and Chris Jordan got a Yorker length delivery, which he tried to put it down the leg side. But I thought Rabada, oh my goodness, that was panther-like reflexes as Rabada stuck his hand and picked up the catch, and suddenly there was more excitement. The Delhi Daredevils were absolutely overjoyed because they probably thought this match was all over. Kings and Punjab were going to take it, and here comes the Delhi Daredevils walking back, and now this match had ended in a tie with both the teams level on scores of 158, and that's what precisely happened. And then let's have a look at the bowling figures. So such was the tremendous excitement that happened. Notji, 4 overs, none for 33. Mohit Sharma, with that wicket, he looked good. Other than that, 4 overs, 1 for 45. Rabada, as usual, as you know, he's a wonderful bowler in the death overs. 4 overs, no more than 228. Ashwin, what a shame. I think Ashwin if Ashwin would have been there, I think things would have been different, because his 4 overs would have been very, very crucial to me. And I think that was the real turning point as the match really took a turn. Akshay Patel, 4 overs, 1 for 14, did a tremendous job, I thought. Stoinis, 3 overs, 2 for 29. And then it went into the super over. The super over, we saw the first to come was KL Rahul. KL Rahul came out along with, yes, I can tell you that. So let's have a look at the super over that was enacted. So look, super over. It was KL Rahul. Yes, KL Rahul and Nicholas Pooran came, and the first delivery that Stoinis bowled. I think I'm getting it a bit wrong here. So Rabada was given the first over, and KL Rahul's wicket was taken. He was caught in the deep trying to pull a short delivery. He was gone. And then Nicholas Pooran, the very next delivery, trying a big hike, was clean bowled by Rabada, and that made it 2 runs, and that was it. Because as you know, 2 wickets are gone in a super over. The team has to walk out, and the next team comes. So it was a very, very easy chase for the Delhi Daredevils in the end. Pant, the first ball, no run. The second ball was a wide from Mohammad Shami, and then Pant hit 2 runs. So as I said, it was a mere formality. The Delhi Devils, getting an easy victory in the super over, I thought. As I said, credit to Kagiso Rabada for the way he bowled. And what a match. I mean, this was really, really something really, really exciting, because, as I said, this is just the second match in the IPL, and we are seeing a super over in the second match of the IPL, and that is something which I think I would say it is something tremendous. It also says something that this Indian Premier League 2020 is going to be one hell of a contest, no doubt about it. There's a lot of there's a real competition up for grabs, one could say, healthy competition, and to see us see a super over in just the second match of the IPL says a lot about this IPL, which is being played in the United Arab Emirates. And I think I mean, we know that we are only having virtual fans now, but one thing I can tell you, there's going to be tremendous excitement in this Indian Premier League 2000, especially after the super over comes just in the second match of the IPL. Now, the match which is coming up tomorrow, let's have a look and see what's coming up tomorrow, which is the third match of the IPL, which is coming up. So the Dream IPL 2020. Today it was played in the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. The next match which is coming, I can also give you some IPL cricket news in the meanwhile. Butler, who has just landed and he's serving the mandatory quarantine phase, would be missing the opening match for his team, Rajasthan Royals. And let's look at the third match which is coming up. The match is going to be the match between RCB. Now, Royal Challengers Bangalore are taking on Sunrisers Hyderabad. And we know that Royal Challengers Bangalore, it's going to be a real challenge for them. The reason being, for the last 2 seasons, the Royal Challengers Bangalore, even boasting the likes of Virat Kohli as captain and AB de Villiers, have been really, really struggling. But here, the only change that I can see here is that Arun Finch has come to strengthen the side. And there is a lot of talk about this young bloke, Devdutt Padikkal, coming from Karnataka, who's tall, plays his strokes very well, has a good strike rate in T20s domestically. So Devdutt Padikkal is probably a player to watch. So will that going to be something which is going to give the sort of oomph that Royal Challengers Bangalore needs? Despite having AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli in their ranks, they have been struggling, as you know, for the last two seasons of IPL. Look at the squad: Arun Finch, Devdutt Padikkal, Virat Kohli, captain. AB de Villiers will be the wicketkeeper, as you know. Moeen Ali, Shivam Dube, another exciting prospect, as we know. He has also played for India. He likes to taunt the ball. And then they have Chris Morris, who has come to the team. Washington Sundar, right arm off spinner. Umesh Yadav, Navdeep Saini for the pace. Umesh Yadav and Navdeep Saini for the pace. And Yuzvendra Chahal, the right arm leggy. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a real challenge for these Royal Challengers Bangalore to prove a point, because they need to really, really write a script this time. They have to really overturn things as to what happened. Okay, now Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now, Sunrisers Hyderabad, on the other hand, have been doing a great job. They have been performing very well in the IPL. Now, David Warner is the one who is leading them. And David Warner, as you know, one would probably say that he's not in some good form. As we saw in England, he was the bunny rabbit of Jofra Archer. But let me tell you, this is a different ball game. You are in the United Arab Emirates. It's an Indian Premier League. And I'm sure David Warner is someone who is going to get. And let me tell you, this is an explosive opening pair. David Warner, along with David Barrister at the top of the order, is an explosive opening pair. And then they have Manish Pandey, the ever reliable Manish Pandey. Vijay Shankar, another very, very useful all-rounder. Virat Singh, not heard much of him. Abdul Samad. Let me talk about Abdul Samad. Abdul Samad is someone in the domestic, what one has seen in the domestic circuit in India is that Abdul Samad has been a sort of a heavy hitter of the ball. He knows only one way to play cricket, and that is to really hit the ball out of the park. And his hits are very big hits, so he has that power in him, probably like a Dhoni type cricketer who likes to really hit the leather out of the ball. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this Abdul Samad, who is playing his first IPL, get real going. It's an exciting prospect, according to me. Mohammad Nabi. And Mohammad Nabi, as you know, he's someone who is playing in every T20 league in the world. And what a cricketer, Mohammad Nabi. Not only with the ball, he will come. I mean, Mohammad Nabi to me would be a sort of a vital cog for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. The reason I say that is because the UAE wickets are definitely suited to spin. They are slow, and I think Mohammad Nabi and Rashid Khan, what a combination! These Afghanistani spinners, I think they will be ruling the roost here in United Arab Emirates. And then they have the pace rack Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who bowls a metronomically, and then they have Khalil Ahmed, the pace bowler, and Sandeep Sharma. Sandeep Sharma definitely is one. Khalil Ahmed is also a very good pace bowler. There's some variety there, no doubt about it. But I think Royal Challengers, all eyes will be on the Royal Challengers to see whether they can overturn what they have done in the last 2 seasons, where they have not been having a good time. Can they turn it on and make it a terrific IPL? Good luck for to the Royal Challengers Bangalore, because as I said, if you have cricketers of the caliber of Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers in your squad, and if you're not able to really do something, then I think probably the bowlers have to come to the fore. But whatever the case, I think Royal Challengers Bangalore really deserve more, and I'm hoping that Royal Challengers Bangalore will really change the script this time in IPL 2020. With this being said, it's your host Ram signing off this on a Sunday. But again, as you know, due to time constraints, very unfortunately, I would love to do this as a daily cricket show, but to come daily with my office chores, it really becomes a bit difficult. I myself am disappointed that I'm not able to give you time. But one thing that I can say is that, yes, you'll have to patiently wait for my weekly broadcast that will come up as I do today. Well, I wouldn't be able to cover all the matches, as you know, because we have one match every day in the Indian Premier League. The best that I could do is I won't be probably be able to come on YouTube Monday to Friday. But the best thing that I could do is that I will try my best, not promising you anything. Probably I'll try to jump into either Twitter or Cricket Reddit or my cricket website, which is www.cricket-status.com, and I will try to do some blogging. That's the best thing I could do. Well, dear fans and subscribers, pleasure bringing you this Cricket Happening show. This on a Sunday. This is your host, Ram, signing off. Thank you.